Hey, it's me. I'm back. Of course, as per usual. In the beginning, I've been thinking. And at the end, I'm going to say what? If you've been following me and listening to me record my thoughts, then you know what I'm going to say at the end. In the meantime, I want to note creation story. And I'm probably not going to discuss what you think I am in the capacity that I am, because usually when you hear creation story, it's about something else entirely. So this creation story I'm going to notate for myself in hopes that it can possibly assist you as well, has everything to do with the desires of your heart, what you want to see for yourself, how you want to, once you realize you have the ability, create the things that you want for yourself, and how you go about doing that, and as well ensuring that nothing and no one gets in the way. So I am on my way to the wonderful ripe old age of 50. And in heading in that direction, I have come across so many experiences in my life. And having had experiences with so many people, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about people in general, but moreover, I have come to learn about myself. It's a blessing if you catch this message and it is something that you can glean from and you're younger than me. If you happen to be in your early to late teens, if you happen to be in your 20s, even in your 30s or your 40s, because you have more time to perhaps navigate your life better than I did. We are in this life cycle, all right? And everybody, for the most part, has similar trajectories. You're born, you attend daycare, you then attend school, being elementary, then middle, then high, and then you go on to higher education if you so choose. Or you just hop right on out there into society, working with a trade or other varying skills that usually kind of compensate retail. There are some serious jobs out there that don't require higher education that little of us know about. Those usually are grandfathered in positions, but that's a whole nother discussion. In any event, to stay on target, the point is everything is kind of laid out before you. And so it kind of reminds me of the commercial from back in the day. You know, you wake up, you flip on the light, time to make the donuts, I pick them up, I put them down. I pick them up, I put them down. And so many of us drudge along without really giving any idea to what's my purpose? Who am I? What do I really want for myself aside from this cart that I've been placed in that's in line and in lockstep with other carts? And we're on this life train and we're just booming along because that's what we were told. That's what we were taught. Society is given these parameters and this is what we're playing in. What about stepping outside of that box? What about going in a different direction? What about having a heart's calling? What about having some really strong desires that tug you in another direction? There's so many people who actually do go off into those varying directions. And there's so many people that also have an inkling whereby something is pulling on them. And so in the midst of being on that train, in that cart, that personal cart, they are also exploring other things because that tugging is so strong. And so I consider myself one of those persons. I have been in a professional setting. I am in a professional setting. And so I go to work and I pick them up and I put them down. Right. And so I'm out and I'm doing the things that I'm called to do professionally. I'm doing the things that I am told that I am to do in order to basically, emulate being a good citizen, a model citizen, I should say. Right. And so in the midst of that, though, there has always been a nudge. There has always been a tugging at speaking, talking, sharing, and teaching to other people. Sharing information that I am given out of the cosmos. Because where does the information come from? All I can tell you is it comes from source. I consider the information that I get as eureka moments. And so what I'm sharing with you is I've always had an inclination. I've always had a tugging that I was someone who was going to share information. Now, as I look back over my childhood, I can see in varying ways how I was even being equipped for that. It just hadn't come to pass as of yet, because the things that I was going to discuss was going to require wisdom. It was going to require time. It was going to require me digging in deep and learning enough to be able to share the information that I need to give out. It's not enough to be able to get the information from the cosmos. It is also important to have experience in that. There is a saying that says, until you have experienced a thing, you should not speak on it. And so for 50 years, I have been out toiling, living, grinding, and gaining information to go along with the nuggets that I've been given, the impartations that I've been given that go hand in hand. That makes me some person who, if I give you the information, it's going to be firsthand. So when I talk to you, when I share things, I'm making certain that they're my experiences. I make it a point to not discuss things I haven't gone through, things I don't know, which is why I'm notating for myself as well some things that I, come upon in my mind, because I can relate back to a story, to an incident rather, where that actually happened to me. And so now I have true understanding. Now it is wisdom. And so when you're thinking about who you are and what you want to do, if you're someone who was actually called to be a doctor because there's something in your mind, heart, body, soul, and spirit that says you want to heal people, then congratulations. You didn't have to go through some of the things that others of us would have to do. You were in the right cart. But for those of us who are, working as a director somewhere for a company, and you just feel like you're toiling away every day and you get no true satisfaction from it, and there's no innate feeling about what it is that you present every single day to the world and the products that you put out afterwards, then this probably could be something that you could glean from, knowing that there's something out there that's greater than what you're doing, that you should get out of that cart and seek what it is that you're meant to do, to create the things that you want to create for yourself. And there's so much freedom in that. That in itself is freedom. That's the totality of what freedom is. It's having the ability to be unadulterated, unfiltered, you. Not denying any parts of yourself and stepping out, not caring what somebody says about you, what they try to inject into your story, but maintaining and towing the line for your personal self, for your growth, for your betterment. For so long as you're here to really have joy about who you are and what you represent. And so the creation story starts with sitting down and questioning self, questioning source about yourself. Why am I here? The biggest, baddest, bestest question you could ever ask yourself is why? And when you're quiet enough, still enough, and calm enough to take that information in because you truly want it, it will come. It may not be an immediate answer. It may come in time. It may come in a series of events and things that you do, whereby slowly but surely you're shown. And then you get to act on that. You get to add a little bit more to the things that you're shown. You get to go out and seek information and compile that information so that you begin to do whatever it is that you're shown and do it better. And the more better you become at it, the more fulfillment that you get from it, right? So the creation story that I'm referring to is about you creating what you want and need for yourself as it relates to how you present yourself every day and become the best version of who you can be for everybody else in society. Imagine a world where everyone was who they needed to be, did what they needed to do. Imagine that. I still wouldn't say that there would be perfection, because each of us, depending upon what we choose every day, we share in one another's energy. We share in one another's spaces. We each teach each other. We each share in some experiences, right? There's no way to get beyond the collective. But the hive mind has nuances. And so that's what you want to tap into, the nuances available within the collective that actually allow for autonomy. That doesn't have to be a cookie cutter situation every single day you wake up. Find out who you are as an individual. Find the people that surround you or can surround you who will be there to support who you are naturally. And I gotta say, for myself being Gen X, I am proud of the fact and I admire how these younger generations are definitely doing that. They are finding their tribe and they are having fun. They are really thinking and seeking themselves. I think they're a little sensitive in a lot of ways, but I think that sensitivity is helping them deprogram what it is that I didn't have the opportunity to have when I was growing up, which is sensitivity, to be able to feel my way through what I do and don't want for myself. And so I think, moreover, that is a component as well. Sensitivity. Allow yourself to be sensitive to you, to what you want, your desires. Listen to yourself. Turn the music off. Don't be guided by other things. Find ways, moments in time to steal away to yourself for yourself, between you and your maker, to listen and be guided intuitively, naturally, without, the nudgings, the gentle, silent nudges from social media, society. If there's something big going on and everybody's listening in and joining in, let me tell you, some of the baddest people I know is the ones that don't pay any attention. Why? Because they're steadily focusing on them, their creation story. And then once they've created who they are, they find out how who they truly are can fit into everybody else. Because once and again, we are the collective. We can't get away from that, but we can, step away in moments to garner our individuality and then show back up for the best version to help the collective the way that we need to. So we are all one team. We should all focus on who we are to be in this big collection, this big collective. And that is what's going to be most beneficial, what's going to be what we all need together. I've always said, once you get you together, we all right. And that's what I mean. So I wanted to get this out. When I have things on my mind, I'm going to make it a point to sit down, steal away, and say what I have to say again. As I say it to you, I remind myself, this is what this is all about. I'm growing, I'm learning, and I'm prospering. And I want to make certain that I notate these things. If anything that I say blesses you in any way, I am so grateful. I am grateful to you. All right. As per usual, this is what I was going to say. I love you much.